Are you a travelpreneur who dreams of building a thriving business that gives you more time, financial freedom, and the flexibility to work from anywhere? Then you're in the right place, my friend. This is the Passports, Profits, and Pixie Dust podcast. I'm Lindsay Dollinger, and I've built multiple six-figure businesses while traveling the world, living life on my terms, and helping women entrepreneurs do the same. Whether you're a travel advisor, an online business owner, or someone looking to add more adventure and income to your life, this podcast is here to guide you. Each episode, I'll bring you business strategies that actually work, productivity hacks, branding and marketing expertise, and plenty of pixie dust fun to help you create a business that fuels your passion for both profits and travel. So if you're ready to scale your business, attract more leads, and build a brand that lets you work from anywhere in the world, let's dive in and create and own your magic together. Okay, welcome back to Passports, Profits, and Pixie Dust. I am super excited for our guest today. Korrine Johnson is here with us, and she is the queen of all things cruises and workflows, and you're just going to fall in love with all the stuff that she has to say. So, Korrine, welcome.
Thanks so much for having me.
You're so welcome. So, okay, we like to start off by doing a little bit of like the origin story. So, tell us, baby Korrine, did she want to be in travel? How did your love of travel start? And then kind of walk us through how it has evolved to what you're doing today.
Oh, absolutely. Interestingly enough, my prior career was in the optical world. I was an optician for many years, and I sold really high-end glasses. My average sale price in the late 90s was $1,000 a pair.
Oh my God.
And my mom was always saying, you need to be selling something more expensive.
Yeah, seriously.
I really enjoy the consultative side of selling. And so I enjoy talking about lens technology and all these little detailed things.
Yeah.
So I ended up being recruited for like the car lot of eyeglass stores. And I moved back to Orlando, and I was working for this big chain, and they just sucked the soul out of me. And I had previously dated someone who worked at a big travel agency, and I was super interested in it. So good old Craigslist in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
I saw an ad for a travel agency that was hiring, and I went for it. And it was not a great setup. I was in like a call center or whatever, but it was good learning experience, especially about, negotiation and all of those things. And then one of my colleagues there and I ended up getting smart together and ended up starting an agency together. And I actually just last year retired, sold my half of the business to her because I am much more focused on now more of like the consulting side and building out workflows for people, creating trainings. I started selling cruise only, and I now sell cruise only, but in between I did the full gamut, told myself I needed to do everything, lied to myself, only to come back and realize I just wanted to do cruises. Yeah. But I have ADHD. And if I created a lot of systems for myself so that I could be successful, not really even realizing it at the time. Yeah. And after a while, I started to realize that a lot of people could benefit from these systems. And so Travel Biz Boss was born in 2018.
Wow, I didn't realize.
And then I moved more into, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
And then I eventually decided I also wanted to share all things cruise with people. So Cruise Business Blueprint was born in 2024.
Oh, wow. Okay, awesome. Well, I think that it's so funny how you said like you didn't even realize some of the stuff that you were doing, because as you're talking, I'm like, that is such a sense of self-awareness to be able to say like, these are my strengths. These are the things that I have to do to be successful. Because I know I talk to people all the time and they don't have that self-awareness piece of it yet. You know what I mean? And it's like, like it's those things that you are now monetizing and growing out are those things that were so like natural to you that are not natural to other people too, which I really love.
Yeah.
So go on. Nope, you're fine.
I've been very lucky to have a really high volume travel agency. And so I'm with TPI, and I've been going to their top producer retreats since they started in 2013. Nice. And so many of the people that are at the top producer retreat have no systems. They are carrying around paper files. They are very successful, and they have no lives.
Yeah.
And so I think that was part of me realizing like other people need help with this stuff.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy doing it.
Yep.
So how can I help my community like have a life?
Yeah. Well, and that just stresses me out. Like you just saying that, like, I just think of me because I'm still in the classroom. I'm a classroom teacher as well as doing my travel business, and I'm getting ready to bring on independent contractors for the first time and building out my true agency. And if I didn't have my systems, largely a lot of them that I ended up purchasing from you, like I just dropped the ball. And I'm like, I don't want to be the person who forgets to pay someone's deposit on a cruise. You know what I mean? Or I guess it wouldn't have been a deposit, but any of those things, like that your people are trusting you to make those big decisions for them. So it's worth it to, if you have to pay someone for the templates, or heck, I know you have a service where you set it all up for people too, then do that because that, you know, opens up so much freedom in your energy, in your mind space of not having to worry about dropping the ball.
Yep. And the time savings is really a lot more than I think people realize. Yeah. I have so many people come back to me in a few months and are like, oh my gosh, you know, not only am I sleeping at night, but I have so much more time. And that's the thing, just getting your time back. And so we always, you know, we offer done for you and we offer DIY. It's like, do you want to spend more time than money or more money than time? Yeah. It's your choice. But either way, the time savings going forward is going to be huge.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I want to dive into the systems, but first I want to talk a little bit about, you mentioned that you wanted to do the cruises, then you were like, no, I need to do all of the things. And then you were like, no, it's the thing is the cruises. Can you walk us through, like, was there something that came up where you're like, okay, this is actually what I meant to be? Or, because I know and even I'm the same way, as I'm like, I really like cruises and Disney. And I'm like, I should focus on one. And I'm like, but then I like to do both. You know, like, how did you like walk me through like what that looked like for you? If you even remember that process of, okay, I'm actually truly going to niche down now.
Oh, I definitely do. And I also don't think there's anything wrong with having two focuses, just for the record. So I was doing cruises, killing it, you know, sometimes 3 million in a year. Wow. But then I started watching Luxury Travel Advisors, FIT, started hearing some of the messaging, started telling myself, if you really want to be a real travel advisor, you need to do all these other things and definitely custom FIT. Well, I was like burning out and I wasn't making as much money, you know? So I found myself more stressed, less time, less money. And then I started Travel Biz Boss and that was going crazy. And I was like, something has to change.
Yeah.
And so then I looked at the numbers and I was like, you know, that was my intuition anyway. Like cruises feel so easy for me to do. I know it so well. It takes me nothing. I have a huge cruise clientele. Yeah. And so it was just obvious based on facts and figures and also my intuition. And it was hard to start turning people away. You know, I had groups of people that would book an high-end all-inclusive every spring break. That was a lot of money.
Right.
But I had to rip the Band-Aid off. And of course it paid off like I knew it would, but the fear kind of holds you back for a long time. And then eventually you get a little perspective and then make the move. And then it's so freeing. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. I've heard on podcasts before, I can't think of who exactly has said it that I remember, but like the data sets you free. Like if you're able to actually look at the numbers and like, okay, this actually makes sense. Whereas without looking at that, you can kind of guess, but you can also use your mind a little bit to kind of talk you out of it too.
That scarcity mindset is really strong. And the thought of saying no to someone who wants to spend money can be really hard for an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
But you have to look at the big picture.
So when you started your agency originally, because you have, like you mentioned, a lot of cruise clients, do you have any specific strategies for someone who's listening and they're like, okay, I would really like to have a lot of cruise clients, but I don't yet. Is there any, and I think this just kind of goes into general networking and finding clients, but do you have any tips that maybe worked for you or that you encourage maybe newer advisors? Like, okay, these are some places you could look for to start getting new clients in your business.
Well, I think the main thing that sounds so basic is you just have to start talking about cruising all the time.
Yeah.
And also not other things. If you are talking about everywhere and every type of travel, I always use this analogy, you're the Cheesecake Factory.
Ooh.
No one's taking you seriously. You're not the trusted go-to for any particular thing.
Yep.
You're talking about everywhere and everyone, so you're talking to no one.
Yep.
It's not standing out. Mm-hmm. So if you really want to be heard, you have to build trust and authority. So you have to talk about things, hot takes and smaller things and the emotional triggers about cruising, not just travel inspiration and all the other things that you do. So you have to get really focused in your messaging. You also have to let go of the fear. If you are a generalist, but you want to grow your cruise business, thinking that people are only going to ask you for cruises if you start talking a lot about cruises. That's not true. They're still going to ask you for all kinds of things. It'll be up to you whether you want to take that business or not, but you got to get real focused in your messaging. I have never gotten really into the whole, go into Facebook groups and answer questions and things.
Yeah.
But that can be a successful strategy.
Yep.
I think the problem is, nobody wants anyone soliciting in their groups, and it can get awkward and funny.
Right.
But my thing is always talk about it, and always talk about, because people can buy cruises from so many different places.
Yes.
So you got to focus on, what are you bringing to the planning process? It is not about the cruise itself. It is about how you are going to make this person's life easier, how hopefully you're going to make them the hero. You're just the guide. You're going to make them look like a rock star who pulled off this amazing vacation. I actually just put in my membership a bunch of marketing hooks that are point of view, you just booked a cruise and you didn't realize that was the easy part. Now you got to figure out the day-to-day experiences. You know what I mean? We talk a lot about in my membership, having a custom cruise experience. That's a fee-based service that you do pre and post, and custom shore excursions and all these things. You can make it feel a lot more boutique and not just cookie cutter off the shelf.
Yeah.
But you got to get really focused and hone in on that messaging and hit it to make sure people become the expert at something. Don't be the Cheesecake Factory menu. Be the little Italian place that's the go-to, or the hole-in-the-wall Mexican place that's the go-to. You know what I mean? Be the go-to person for a specific thing that anyone who's talking to anyone about cruises will be like, I know somebody you should get in touch with.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's so funny you said that. I just had a friend, I don't even remember what post I made, something about, I think it was about fees, about charging fees in my travel agency. And there were a lot of comments from people that are like, but I just don't understand, I can book a cruise by myself. And I'm like, okay, well then I know, and I didn't say this to them obviously, but I'm like, okay, mental note, I'm not doing a good enough job of showing my value and what I do to offer that's different than booking with Costco or Carnival directly. So I'm like, that's such a...
and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't charge fees for a cruise booking, but I have a custom cruise experience that's fee-based. I haven't, with my particular clientele that's pretty solidly moderate. I have some handful of budget clients, handful of luxury, but they're mostly just healthy, moderate. They are not likely to pay a fee to book a cruise.
Right.
But I get them the cruise, and then I hit them with do you want the custom cruise experience? It takes me 4 minutes to book a cruise. So honestly, it's not a big deal. But if I have to go outside of that is so rote for me at this point, then we're talking fees. But each person can do it differently. And I do think that if you demonstrate the value that you're bringing, and I think especially if you're doing parks packages and that's a fee bait, I would never, ever do a parks package without a fee, or a custom FIT, right? So then if that client comes back to you the next time for a cruise, it's very easy to be like, here's the fee, because they're used to it, right? But if you start to get into the I want to attract big time cruisers, it can be a little trickier to get a stranger who you haven't built that authority with yet to pay a fee for booking your cruise.
Now, I'm just curious, just like me being nosy, are there any types of cruises or types of rooms that you do not book? Because I've seen some people saying, I don't book interior Carnival because you make $10, right?
No. First of all, almost everybody's first cruise is a 3-night Carnival cruise. So no chance. That is a very transactional mindset. And you know what? It's your business and you can choose. You absolutely can. But I can't tell you how many clients I have now that book river cruises that started with a 3-night Carnival cruise.
Good point.
And I'm not going to judge what type of cabin they want. I remember taking my little brother on a 3-night Bahamas cruise. Him and his wife had never been in. They had a toddler and they chose an interior room. I couldn't, because for me, it's like, is it noon? Is it midnight? Did I miss the day? Whatever. I can't. He was like, oh man, we're getting the best sleep ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm not going to judge what type of cruise. There are, I'm not going to say them out loud, but there are 2 cruise lines that I will not book.
That's fair.
Because no matter how well I prepare the client, they always come back disappointed. One of them seems to be turning it around a little bit. Actually, both of them maybe. But after so many complaints on one cruise line, then like, I'm just not going to put myself in that position anymore.
Exactly. I understand that. Yeah, I'm kind of playing around with that as well. And I also think that comes with my expectations that I pass along to people. Because I did have 2 first-time cruisers in the fall. They wanted the cheapest. They wanted the end carrier room, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll book it, but I really recommend at least an ocean view, or, I recommend this, or I'm not really sure if this is your vibe, but okay, Then they come back, they didn't like it. And one of them was like, you did say this. And then the other one, of course, did not admit that. But I'm like, well, there's only so much we can do at that point.
Got to put those things in writing. Anytime I get an inkling that someone's not going to take my advice, I make sure that is in writing in case I need it.
Yep.
Because they're grown adults. They can make their own choices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's my job to inform them of the risks and whatever. But if they make that choice, that's fine. But we're going to have in writing how I advised against it.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. Now, I'm just curious too. Your advice to an advisor who has never cruised and wants to start getting into cruises. Do you have?
It can absolutely be done. First of all, I had only been on the Carnival Sensation years prior, and I wasn't there in a capacity where I was, I had a very general sense. Mm-hmm. And my former business partner, who I just sold that business to, didn't go on a cruise for quite a while, and she was deep in it. So do you have to have been on a cruise? No. Will it be much easier once you do understand it? Yeah. 100%. You absolutely want to get on a cruise as soon as you possibly can. Yep. But it's not required. And I think that goes without saying for anything in the travel industry. I had no network, no money, no nothing when I started in this business. And I reached bigger success than I ever could have dreamed. So it can be done depending on how much effort you're willing to put in to create that success for yourself. Mm-hmm. I think right now with YouTube, TikTok, Reels, like you can go in and get the vibe of ships and stuff way better than you could when I started.
I agree.
So you can fake it till you make it a little bit, but you're definitely going to start selling a lot more effectively once you have experienced as much as you can.
Yeah, yeah. And I noticed too, anytime I do cruise and I'm posting about it live time, my inbox is just like full of like, okay, I need to book. Like, can we chat when you get back?
Yep.
So that always helps.
Yep.
Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit and talk more about the system side of things. So the advisors have decided, okay, we're going all in on the cruises, and we're working like those people that you were talking about out of a binder. And we need to get the things working. Yeah. I'm just curious because I know I have your email templates and your workflows. I know you came up with was this something that like you sat down one day and were like, okay, I need to what I'm doing is not working. I need to go. Or was this kind of accumulation of like over the years you started realizing like, okay, I'm always sending this email, and then you start, you know what I mean? Like, did you piecemeal it, or was this created out of like a desperation and like, we need to get this done right now?
This was created over 10 years.
Yeah. Okay.
So it started with that I was writing the same thing over and over after someone booked. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted an email template that just had like the terms and conditions link and a few requirements, like a little CYA email, like don't forget this, check out these TNCs, you need this documentation, blah, blah, blah. And at the time we didn't have any really good CRM. So I had them saved as drafts in my Gmail. and I would just go copy and paste.
Yep.
And then I decided I wanted to do something similar after final payment. We wanted to say, hey, don't forget to book your shore excursions. They're going to fill up, a few of those extra things. So then the deposit and final payment emails is where it all started.
Okay.
And then I just started adding in. I want to do a little checkpoint at 60 days out, at 30 days out. I want to remind them to book on board because that's like passive income. So over 10 years, I really got it together. Then in 2016 or 2017, TravelJoy came on the scene.
Okay.
And they didn't have full automation at the time, but the semi-automation was still a huge step up. And I got TravelJoy and I hired a VA for 2 hours a week, just so she was doing it like the automations do now. And it doubled my revenue.
Wow. That's
just that. Yes, because I was spending so much time writing the same things over and over again, making sure everybody got what they needed. So TravelJoy allowed me to organize it and have the email reminders, but she would go in every day and see what the tasks due were and then do them and send those emails, which now that's all automatic. And that alone, I doubled my revenue.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I believe it because I just know like there have been times where I have been like, I should be doing something. Like I need to be doing, because
that's amazing.
Yeah. Because I was doing it with the emails and trying to like go through and double check and make sure that I had all these payment reminders in my personal phone dinging all the time. And, if it popped up and I wasn't at work, like all this stuff. And yeah, so it has been a life. So you've been like, you're like an OG TravelJoy then.
Yes. And here's the thing. Even TravelJoy just made a change that made everything easier. But we're at a point now with TravelJoy and Travelify, our workflows can be loaded up. The entire workflow, the timing, the automations, and all the templates that go with it in 2 clicks.
Wow.
Like, so you could do your cruise one in 2 clicks, have the entire thing in there ready to go. With Turn, we can actually put it into your system because they have that functionality on the back end. So like it could not be easier. It used to be you had to manually build out the workflows and put the timing and the automations. No. Now you can import the entire thing with everything and be ready to roll in 5 seconds.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's like just so mind blowing. So talking a little bit about, I'm trying to think of how we can explain this without like showing it. So let's just like try to walk people through who maybe have not seen what this looks like in the back end. Like what sorts of things could possibly be automated, from like your templates, for example. So like for a cruise, like start to finish, what can we, like I said, the best we can without like actually showing, because seeing it's
I'm going to pull one up though, just so I can reference it. So the thing is, that those emails that I talked about that were the basis of everything that are like, the deposit and final payment emails, those have to be sent manually because I made it a part of my habit, process the payment, send the receipt, send the email. So in my cruise workflow, there are 2 emails per cruise line. So you manually, if it's celebrity, you send the celebrity explorer, whatever. So those are manual. But then in between, there are so many things that you can do to automate. So we have, I have a 180-day pre-cruise, which is like double check your passport, expiration. A lot of these are simple checklists, and that's why not everyone needs to be cruise line specific, right? Then we have insurance prompts just in case they didn't take it, like to cover yourself, to give them like another chance to ask for a quote. Communication, there's a cruise edition communication email that talks not only about regular communication stuff, like we'd say download WhatsApp or whatever, but also how it works on the ship. We have a 60-day pre-cruise that's kind of like, get your childcare, pet care, beauty appointments, refill prescription, like, And then the 30-day is like set, actually the Bon Voyage is like set your thermostat, do your out of office. I mean, we're making it so the client doesn't even have to think. We also have a Money Matters Cruise Edition. So it talks again about general travel tips, but then specifically how money works on a cruise, especially first time cruises don't understand. So all of that can be fully automated. We have the onboard booking prompt. And it says remove with Carnival because Carnival doesn't do that anymore. But, encourage your client to book on board because you get the commission and the onboard people are such great salespeople and they do the work. So the Bon Voyage is the last minute tips and here's how to reach me. And I also automate my welcome home. And I actually recommend that you personalize that, but I know myself and I won't. So if I want them to get a welcome home, it has to be, you got to be honest with yourself about what you can do. So I didn't automate that at first. And I'm like, they're not getting it. So you may as well just automate it. Done is better than perfect. You can always unautomate it and do it if you want to, but at least they're getting something. So all of those things, your client knows you have their back and you're going to tell them what they need to do. And all of them are formatted in like, here's what you need to be thinking about now. And here's what comes next. So they know you're just going to keep hitting them with everything they need to do. And they don't even hardly have to fire up their brain. And I can tell you right now, they don't care that next year they're going to get the same emails. They do not.
Agreed.
Well, so
a rock star. And like I said, there's so many of those, like when I was reading through them the first time, I'm like, I never would have thought to remind people about their thermostat or like, hey, this is a good time to be thinking about what you're doing with your dog while you're gone, and I'm like, this makes so much sense.
Do you need Botox? Do you need your lashes done?
Oh my God, I should totally add that in some of mine. That'd be so funny.
I think I could because I have that kind of humorous relationship with my clients. These are all ready to go out of the box, but of course you can customize them if you want to change the tone or whatever. And then we take it further in Cruise Business Blueprint. So we have like a full Virgin Voyages and Disney Cruise Line because those are special concepts that have like a lot different terminology and a lot of things that have to be timed and things like that. So we have full workflows for those, but then we also have mini workflows, and that is a growing library where you could put this one on, the main cruise one, but then you can add Royal Caribbean or AMA Waterways or Regent to give a few extra cruise line specific touch points. Like, hey, shore excursions are going to open tomorrow. So we're working on building out a huge library of the minis. I don't foresee doing any more full ones unless a new cruise line comes on the scene again with like a different concept. But so we make it so you can get pretty granular. But even the regular cruise workflow with those 2 cruise line specific emails, that has been enough for me for all these years. I mean, it is enough, but as time goes by, you get better and better. And so...
Well, and those are especially great if you have not sailed on those cruises and you don't know them personally. Like I just booked my first Virgin Voyages and I had gone through the training and stuff, but they have a lot of, like you said, their special terminology and a ton of different dates for different check-ins and things. And so those were really helpful for me because I'm like, nope, they didn't do the rock star, so I can take these ones off. So it was just really easy to go in. And again, you're not missing the ball on making sure that they get checked in because they can check in as soon as they buy it. Who would have thought? Because no other cruise line is like that, right? So that's really nice. I think those are especially nice if you're not really familiar with those cruises too.
Absolutely. Well, even if you're not familiar, you don't do a ton of cruises, this can save your behind. And someone just recently said to us, I love the Virgin Voyages workflow so much that when I book Virgin Voyages, I never have to talk to those people again.
Well, that's kind of true.
I put that workflow on and it tells them everything they need to do and when they need to do it. And, recently they changed their pricing tiers and it affected the booking windows. And so we went and updated, we're constantly updating things and our clients get access to those updates. Unfortunately, we can't shoot them right into their CRM, but we do give them access to any updates.
Like it's close. It's as close as we can get to putting them right into
Yes, exactly.
So one of your favorite things I guess I shouldn't put words in your mouth, but it seems like one of your favorite things that you do inside the Cruise Business Blueprint is using Gamma to make like your port guides and to make different sorts of experiences like that. So maybe share a little bit about, why even do the port guide? Because I'll be honest, like that was something that I hadn't even really considered passing along to my clients. And I'm like, well, I definitely should have been doing this the whole time. Like, again, mind blown moment. Like, okay, Lindsay, like we got to step this up. So maybe like what even is a port guide? How easy can this be to send to people? And again, I feel like that's like leveling up that experience a little bit more. So tell us a little bit about those.
Absolutely. The custom port guides is a huge topic. And we just did coaching week where we went into every detail of them. This is something you could have always made, but it would have taken an astronomical amount of time. With AI and leveraging what AI can do for you and your personal knowledge, and we went over a lot of strategies for vetting the information, you can create completely customized port guides that are gorgeous, very shareable, look great on a phone. You can speak to your clients by their name. They know when you send them this port guide that it was written for them and it's not just your generic, here's what to do in Nassau, Bahamas, right? We have email templates to go with a form to collect their preferences. And then you create the port guide with a specific prompt where you just swap out the pertinent information. And what it spits out is pretty darn good. Gamma does a good job. And then you just quickly use some of the strategies for vetting the information and maybe zhuzhing up some of the visuals a little bit because you have a lot of different options. This is the thing. We just talked about how you can buy a cruise from anywhere. And especially like if you're fee-based, but you're out here showing people this is the type of service you can expect from me. You're going to get a completely personalized port guide for your whole cruise.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing that makes you the go-to, that makes you the expert, that makes people the impact of these custom port guides has been insane. Clients go crazy. And so this is the type of thing that's going to turn that client into a super loyal client. They're not going to be looking at the Costco desk because they're like looking forward to your port recommendations next time. Between the workflow that you've got that reminded them of every single thing they needed to do, and then now you've treated them like someone who has been seen and heard and their preferences have been taken in mind, and you've created these suggestions for that, like that is your client for life.
Yep.
And that is what it's about.
Yep. That's like that icing on the top. Like I feel like of the, of the cake. So if someone is like, okay, I've never done this before, if they went in and they followed your instructions on how to do this in Gamma with your prompts and everything, how long realistically would it take them to make a port guide for one port?
Well, the first couple times they're probably going to get sucked down the rabbit hole of trying to make everything all perfect and messing with the different layouts. Like that's just how it's going to be, but you're going to enjoy it. It's just one of those things. So once you get the hang of it though, I mean, generating the port guide is 5 minutes. And then vetting the port guide is maybe another 15 once you get the hang of it. And that's it. And I strongly recommend people outsource this to their VA as well, whether it's creation of it or even just the checking it for accuracy. Like you can outsource part of it. But imagine 20 minutes, you can create something that makes sure that client's going to come back to you over and over and show it to everyone they know, their coworkers, their friends, their family. Look what they made me. And it's speaking to them and they know that this is not generic that you just pulled out of nowhere.
Yeah, I like that. Because you do have some Canva port guides as well, because I've seen some of those too, which are great.
I'd love to burn them to the ground.
Oh no, yeah? You don't love them, huh?
I made those when I first conceived of CBB and I tested them with my clients and they are cool.
Yeah.
But then technology is changing so quickly and I discovered what Gamma could do and I'm like, these are trash. This is pretty. It's pretty.
It is pretty.
But it is generic. Whereas I can take these few minutes and make this client feel so special.
Yeah.
And so delighted.
Yep.
Like those can never do that.
That's such a good point. Okay. Well, I love that. Thank you for sharing that for all of us who are inside. Like, okay, note to self. We're not downloading those. We're going into Gamma.
Yes. We're going right for Gamma and we're going to make our mark. We're really going to stand out and not just deliver them something pretty and generic. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm actually going to have, I don't know if you saw, because you are a member of CBB, that I'm going to do a session on how to use Gamma to create a simple landing page. So
I didn't. Awesome.
People who don't have a website or people who do can refine their messaging because I'm going to go over the different sections to make it clear.
Awesome.
How to attracting cruise clients and getting them locked in.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. I can't wait. I'll definitely check it out. And you use Mighty Networks, which I think is something different too, because so many people host their memberships on Facebook. So I'm just curious, why did you decide Mighty Networks? It's kind of like a side question, but
I feel Facebook is traumatizing.
well,
And I just did a pop-up. I just did a pop-up Facebook group for my coaching week, but
yeah,
I wanted to make it super easy and it was temporary. But it's like you're getting completely unvetted information. You're getting attacked for asking a question the wrong way. You're getting someone inserting their opinion with something they don't have any experience with. I wanted a place that was away from all of that and everyone in there has invested in their business. They're very serious about their business. Mm-hmm. And I think you can attest to how generous everyone is. And there is none of those shenanigans going on.
Yep.
It is, everybody's in there to build the best possible cruise business that they can.
Yep.
And everyone is sharing. It's just a different
vibe
level and it's calming instead of, I mean, I used to have people on my team like, I want to post this in the main host agency group, but I'm afraid. And I'd be like, okay, well, word it like this, show that you did some, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I will say,
and I do,
can be fierce online. I think is putting it when you're asking things.
Yeah. I do get the frustration of seeing someone come in and be like, favorite resort in Cancun and go. Like nobody wants that.
Yeah.
But my rule is let no answer be the answer. If someone comes in and just asks a super general question, don't answer.
Yeah. You don't have to spend your time doing it.
And I will usually step in and push for, okay, what are your clients' priorities or which, you know what I mean? I will nudge them. But we don't need to be hateful just because someone's not thinking through in the moment, especially someone with ADHD. I know how easy it could be.
Or someone
I have to stop myself all the time and add a greeting to an email. So yeah, I might not think through the way I'm asking the question or someone knew exactly.
Yeah.
They don't know better. You don't know what you don't know.
Exactly. Yes. And I do think that you've done a really great job with your community on, this is kind of the standard in here without being like, you can't post if you don't sound like this or do it the right way.
No.
Yeah. Oop. I think there we go. I was going to say, I think my internet kind of glitched. One more question that you mentioned hiring, like the Gamma guides out to a VA. Is there anything else, and maybe this is coming from more you as the agency side, that as agents, we could maybe start thinking about, hiring out to a VA or letting our VA take some of these pieces off of us, maybe in specific to, any of the tasks that I won't put words in your mouth. Is there anything off the top of your head that you're like, I see people talking about this all the time and they could be outsourcing that?
Actually, yes. And we just had a session exactly about this. We did a morning muster session about what to outsource to your VA and CBB. And I think the first smart thing to do is anytime you make a booking, there's a list of things you're going to go through and do, right?
Yeah.
Whether, it's updating the invoice with the commission, filling out your commission tab, reporting the sale to your host, sending an insurance quote. Like everybody has a list of things that they do immediately after. I used to have my assistant apply my workflows, but I actually took that back on so that I could make any adjustments. But that is something that can be done. Those things, getting that off your plate so you can move on to the next sale. It doesn't sound like a lot. None of them take a long time individually. But when you're talking about over and over and over, time after time after time, each one of those little things that takes time, that can move the needle a lot for you.
Yep.
So whatever that task list is when you complete a booking, any sort of data entry,
I love
all of that. I have my assistant will look at the confirmation and make sure that I did in fact apply the payment because you mentioned earlier, and it absolutely is possible to forget to make a deposit. Get distracted before that last button or whatever and think you booked something.
Yeah, that is true.
She checks the commission amount to make sure. And if I didn't, she also lets me know you didn't apply a workflow to this one. If I didn't, you could either have them apply the appropriate workflow or remind you if you didn't. So a lot of like double checking me so that I can keep it moving and keep selling.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Do you have a place that and maybe you covered this. I did not see that session. Do you have a place you recommend people to look for a virtual assistant?
Well, I hit the jackpot and was able to hire an advisor from our team who is very good at the job.
Yeah.
But was having a hard time getting a lot of clients. So we sort of have like an apprenticeship relationship. where I'm kind of helping her when she needs it. I also refer clients to her that I don't want, like all inclusives and stuff that she does that I don't do.
Yeah.
So that's wonderful because she had been in the business for a year when I hired her. So she did understand how things work. That was huge. If you could link up with an advisor like that, I didn't need to do this with her, but you might need to do NDAs and stuff to keep it all feeling secure.
Right.
But that's great. Then there's Lucia, which is it's owned by Turn now, but they are not, the Lucia co-pilots are not limited to doing Turn work. They do all kinds of things and they're trained in the industry.
Nice.
That's a great one. And then I know a lot of people will use like Pineapple as a Filipino assistant company that I know a lot of people have used successfully. Okay. And then you have Mary Beth Lynn's program.
Yep.
Assistants that work, and she gets you all set up with a Filipino assistant. So it depends on your comfort level and what you're looking for.
Yeah.
My advice is always don't get hung up on the hourly rate because I hired an assistant abroad for $8 an hour, and that was getting rough. So I hired, now this is many years ago, I hired a $20 an hour, which at the time was a higher rate, right? I spent less money with the $20 an hour person, right? Because she was efficient.
Yep.
Yes. $8 an hour when somebody's dragging their feet and they don't understand things and you're constantly have to stop and answer questions. Like you need to
value your time. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay. Well, we have covered, I think, the gamut in this conversation today. We started with the cruises and we went on all the business things. I have a couple rapid fire questions that I like to ask my guests at the end, but I might tweak yours a little bit. Well, first of all, what is your favorite or most recent business book or personal development book that you're like, this is really good, you should listen or read?
10X is better, easier than 2X.
I love that one. That's a good one. Yeah. That makes sense that you like that, by the way.
Yeah. It's a perspective shift. And we did it. We have a book club in CBB and we talked about it. And I especially was like, what could you let go of? Like the types of trips you don't enjoy planning to 10X, you know what I mean? So it worked.
I should go back and read that again when thinking specifically about my travel agency. I think that would be good. A good read.
Yeah.
What's your favorite trip? And it doesn't have to be a cruise, but it could be. Favorite trip you've ever been on? Like destination. Do you have a favorite?
That's really hard. But I think it may have been my Croatia yacht charter trip, which was a FAM. However, I brought my wife, and so it was us together on a FAM. But the way that the trip flowed made it so easy to do the work we needed to do. We also saw and did so much, but we were so relaxed,
cool.
And it was just stunning.
I've heard
it was so beautiful on my eyeballs every second of every day. But honestly, it's very hard for me to pick one. But I think that was just like the most well-rounded, amazing and new trip. Yeah.
Okay. Very fun. Now, my next question, I'm going to be very curious because I want to guess, but then I'm like, no, maybe not. Do you have a morning routine, nightly routine, neither, or both?
I have a morning routine. I cannot do a night routine.
Okay.
I am a morning person. And by 3:00 in the afternoon, I'm brain dead. Don't ask me questions.
Yep.
And I cannot keep up. I want so badly to have a good skin routine at night. And I just
can't do it.
I can't. I can brush my teeth and that's it. I can't do
that's a routine, right? At least we're doing that. We're doing that.
Yeah.
No, I get it. Do you want to share, is there anything specific in the morning that you do that gets you going, ready to go?
Mornings actually change for me. I will be with a routine for a while and then the season will change or something will change in my business and I will rework things. Ideally, I check my email first because I can't go take a walk if I don't know what's waiting for me. So in case there's an emergency or just to give me an idea of what I'm dealing with, then I can let it go totally and take a walk. Yeah. I do coffee first. I tried to do the thing where you wait on the coffee, but it just
not it.
So I use to be fair, I usually wake up very early and it's pitch black outside.
Okay.
So I actually have to wait. I wait for it to get light outside because I take my 10-pound dog out, and we live in the Baja Peninsula of Mexico, and there are street dogs. So I have to wait till the sun comes up so that I can be vigilant and see what's going on.
Yep.
So the darkness time is when the coffee is happening and I might listen to a podcast or I might scroll or whatever. Then it's take the dog out. I check the emails during the dark time. Then I walk, and then I come back and dive in because I'm freshest early in the day.
Yep. Side question. How long have you lived in Mexico?
5 years.
Okay. So that would have
But we just moved to this part a year and a half ago. We lived in central Mexico for 3.5 years, and then we moved here to La Paz, which is about 2.5 hours north of Cabo.
Okay. Very nice.
Yeah.
So then you moved then like right during COVID, right?
Yes, we made the plan to move in 2019, and we thought COVID might actually trip us up, but we ended up arriving a week earlier than originally planned. So we did not let it stop us. Yeah.
I love that. That's so cool. It's fun here in Mexico, and then obviously like Lori Gold's in Mexico with Mexperts. All the fun people are moving to Mexico. Like maybe this is, they're onto something, because I've got like 3 feet of snow outside right now in Ohio, and I am not a fan.
Well, the thing is Mexico's right there, right? When you want to be close to family and stuff, it's like being able to go live abroad without being too far away. Yeah. So we were looking at a place in Spain in 2024, and I realized I wasn't going to be able to, me too, but I wasn't going to be able to, as a morning person, work in the afternoon and evening all the time. So I realized it's going to have to wait until I work less.
Yeah.
But Mexico is like, it's right there. It's easy and it's amazing. So it was like an easy way to move abroad, just because we can do that in our business. We can do what, we can work from anywhere, and that's an amazing gift. And I wanted to take advantage of it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, I think that's a great way to end the show today. So Korrine, tell everyone where they can find you, when they can work with you, how they can work with you, because I know you have a wait list for CVB. So tell us all things.
I don't know when you're publishing this, that CBB is actually open right now until February 13th.
Okay.
But you can find me at travelbizboss.com, and then at Travel Biz Boss on Instagram or Facebook. We have workflows. We have done for you setups. We do one-on-one sessions. I have an amazing person on my team named Erin, who used to work for Turn and is the absolute biggest Turn genius there ever was, and is actually good at everything. But all my Turn people, like, she's amazing, and she does one-on-ones as well. And then Cruise Business Blueprint opens 3 times a year, typically January, May, and September. Subject to change a little bit there, but we open usually for a week or 2 at a time to let new members in, and then keep it moving.
Awesome. All right, great. Well, everyone connect with Korrine. Go learn all the things from her. Get all of her templates. Get inside the Cruise Business Blueprint. My mouth is like, blah, 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 all the things. My brain's a little fried too. I'm like, wow, we're recording this afternoon for you. Yeah. And go tell her all the great things that you learned from the show today, because I know I learned a lot. Thank you so much for being on.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And that's a wrap on today's episode. I hope you're leaving today inspired, Princess, to create, own, and spread your magic to the world. If you found value in this episode or know a girlfriend who needs to hear it, would you screenshot it and send it to her? And if you're feeling really generous, pop it up on your IG stories and tag me at Lindsay Dollinger so I can see you loved it and tell you thank you. I appreciate you. Now let's go do some amazing things. Bye-bye. Hey, fellow Disney lover, are you looking for magical, comfy fashion? Then you need to check out Bella Bling Shop. Bella Bling's size-inclusive line is perfect for park hopping, princess races, or just adding a bit of everyday magic into your life. Much of the artwork of this comfortable clothing line is hand-drawn, unique artwork. I know this because I watch my sister do it. Yes, this is my sister's shop, and she takes so much time and care into everything that she creates. Every single piece is special. So again, whether you are just getting excited, going to the parks, whether you're getting ready to run a race, or whether you just want to add a little bit of Disney fashion into your life, make sure you check out Bella Bling's adorable, comfortable styles. Visit www.bellablingshop.com. You know I'll put that in the show notes for you. And make sure you use code PODCAST, all capital letters, to get 10% off your first order. Tag me when you get it, and I want to see what you decide.